Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing something that I couldn't wait to do on this channel, and it's about if you had no fear, what would you do? And I think this is a very important topic to shed light on, because once we're aware of certain things, once we're aware of how they affect us overall, I think just the mere awareness of it helps us act in a completely different way. And being aware of what our fears are, how they're stopping us from doing important things in our lives that are very important to us, really helps us summon up our courage and take action towards what we need to change. So we have four piles for you here today to choose from. We have orange star for pile number 1. We have pink star for pile number 2. We have yellow star for pile number 3. And we have green star for pile number 4. Take a look at which of these stars you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel confused between several piles, if you feel like you're drawn to more than one pile, trust your intuition. These are your piles as well. They have important messages for you to know about. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. And I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen this card. Let's reveal what's on the card. And put your star up here, because I hear in my head, because you're a star. Okay, so it says, your truth is personal to you. Do you see how this man is sitting down, reading on a bark, and being illuminated with what they're reading? It kind of gives me a feeling right away that this person, or you, pile 1, when you read things, you personalize your readings to you, and you come out with a lot of specific conclusions, very smart conclusions that you figure out in your own unique special way. Because I see you're very illuminated, you're a very smart person, you're able to put different things together and conclude things in a very unique way. So let's see how this fits in with your fears, pile number 1. I think you sitting on a tree bark here is very significant. We'll find this all out when we take a look at your reading completely. Let's take a look what it says on the other side. It says, your own opinions and point of view reflect your own agreements and are personal to you. It is no one's truth but you. I see here a strong message of you being a smart person, of you reading maybe in different fields and constantly coming up with your own smart conclusions. And I see fingerprints here. It's like it's your fingerprint, pile number 1. And I think you might be afraid of speaking out this truth. So this fear, as we'll find out in a minute, might be generally you speaking out maybe within a group of people when it's time for you to share your opinion, or it could mean something else completely different. It could mean that it's time for you to shine and speak out your truth, maybe on a platform or in a training course, maybe at work. Speak out what you know, but you're not doing that, pile number 1. With this blue underneath the vest, I see a lot of throat chakra needing to come out. But I think you are letting it in with this vest, with this black dark vest, with dark ideas of maybe people not wanting to listen to you. Maybe they won't give you a chance. Maybe they will criticize you. And with this hat, I see again suppression of your brilliant ideas, suppression of your crown chakra. And so you keep these ideas to yourself. You're not spreading it. And I think it's time for you to let this truth out. All right, now let's take a look at your cards and see what this is all about. I'm going to keep this one right here. And let's take a look at your tarot cards and see, what would you do differently if you weren't afraid? if you had no fears, what would you do, pile number one? So first of all, I see you be the sort of person who would speak out your ideas. Share your brilliant ideas to the world. Okay, so you have the Six of Pentacles. You have the Emperor. You have the Lovers. You have the Five of Swords. Right, now let's take your Osho cards to get more information on this topic. So for pile number one, what would they do different if they had no fears? What would pile number one do if they had no fear? Okay. The Fool, right under the Six of Pentacles. Okay, now this is making a lot of sense. Ordinariness, right? I see. We are the World under the Lovers. And we have Rebirth under the Five of Swords. I see what's going on here, pile number one. Okay, so let's take out one of your Witch's Oracle cards. Okay, so listen, pile number one. Listen, pile number one, because this is coming off very strong. The Horned God is the god of the underworld, and the Horned God is a very powerful god, and it's a deity that is very balanced between light and day. You have a person here who knows how to balance between having fun and work seriously, between being a good, kind person and between being strong. So here's the thing, pile number one. Your authentic self, who you're meant to be, is a very powerful person. And I see that you're holding your own self behind from being that super powerful person. And right now, since you have the Horned God, you're already a balance between strong and sweet and kind and knows how to have fun, between disciplined and knows how to have fun. But you holding yourself back with some fears is not helping you reach that strong potential that we see here. I bet you see a lot of threes, pile number one. 333 maybe. You notice a lot of threes. And I see here that it's time for you, if you're seeing all these threes, whether you're seeing them or not, you picking this pile, I see here it's time for you to let go of these fears that are holding you back from becoming your very powerful self. If you sometimes doubt that you'll ever reach, because this is a strong message here, you think you're ordinary, but you're a very powerful person, pile number one. You have the Emperor, you have the Horned God. Both are presented in the same way of you not reaching your potential. You thinking that you maybe can't be as powerful as you wish you would want to be. But this is not the truth, pile number one. In fact, you do know deep inside you that you're meant to be a very strong person, stronger than you already are. And I think your thoughts hold you back. And here with the Five of Swords, you have a lot of, it's all these secret thoughts that you have in your mind that keep holding you back, that keeps telling you about what other people are going to say about you. There are some dark thoughts here about caring if people are going to hurt you. I think you may have been wounded as a child somehow, in some way, and it's grown with you. It's that voice that's accompanying you for such a long time, that's really holding you back in so many areas, and we're going to talk about it. It's surprising me. But you are the Horned God. You have this deity energy in you, and you have the Emperor energy in you. It's no surprise. I think there's a strong message here letting you know, hello, how can you think of yourself like that when you are that? So it's time for you, pile number one, as an advice, to believe that you will make it. All you need to do, as the advices show from your cards very clearly, is that you need to cut out these voices. Do you see how, as soon as I said these noises or voices, there was background noise? You need to shut them off. Don't allow these noises to take control of you, because once you cut these noises off, you become the strong person that you're meant to be. And it's all by refusing to listen to these voices, these negative, wrong voices, the voices that come out and tell you they'll make fun of you, for example. They will not listen to you, because it's all about speaking here. They will ignore you. They won't respect you. Whatever it is that is zipping you up and making you hold on to yourself is just not true. They need to go away. And surprisingly, pile number one, I actually see that you've been working quite hard on this. Kudos to you, pile number one. I'm proud of you. So you are kind of aware of this, and you have been working on it. But you still have some voice that is there accompanying you. And I encourage you to cut out these voices. Cut out these fears when they come. Whenever you experience fear, stand there, be calm, take it out, and it's done. Don't allow them, don't give them the light of the day. Don't give them attention. Once they're there, don't get yourself into where is this coming from at the moment. You can think about that when you go back home, but instantly don't get into analysis. Just cut it off. Just say, I don't take these emotions. I don't take these fears. And that's the advice here, straight away from the cards. You cut this emotion instantly, and you become the strong person you are meant to be, pile number one. Now, I see how these certain thoughts are stopping you in different areas of your life. I see it is stopping you from love. When I see very clearly here that you are a person who people around the world would admire, would love to be with, but you're stopping yourself. You are maybe afraid of love. You are afraid of, you have certain thoughts about it. Maybe you think they won't like you. Maybe you think they will hurt you. Maybe you think that sometimes maybe you're not enough. There is some thoughts about love here that is stopping you from receiving it. And it's time for you to let it go and believe in yourself for who you are. Believe that your mind, body, and soul is exactly what everybody dreams of, especially that you're an emperor, you're the horned god. Pile number one. Pile number one. What? How can a person like that have certain doubts? You're a very amazing person. You're wanted in terms of love greatly. And you're wanted in terms of your ideas that you need to speak out. And you're tagging yourself as ordinary sometimes. No, you're not, pile number one, at all. Here's the thing. You are preventing yourself from being the strong character that you should be. You're preventing yourself from your mental peace and fears and being in a strong mental state. And you're also preventing yourself from pursuing a certain direction in your life, a certain business. Maybe you want to start you have a certain idea in your head. You feel like there's so much knowledge in you, something that could bring you a lot of money, either at your job or your personal business, but you're not taking a leap of faith. You think you might be a fool if you take this step, and because you might not make it. And it seems here again that it's not true. I'm not telling you to, of course, leave your job and take a naive leap of faith. I'm telling you to do it while being careful, because you're a very smart person. And you can do it by planning well for it. But at the end of the day, you have everything that it takes to do it. And you need to take a leap of faith in yourself. Pile number one. Pile number one, what can I say? I feel... I wish I can meet you in real life. You are a really amazing person, and I wish I can meet you and tell you, no, this is not true. How can you be all that and be afraid. You are meant to be an awesome person. You are meant to be greatly loved, and you are meant to succeed with your business. And my advice to you that I clearly see from the cards is to instantly stop the negative voices that hinder you because they're not true, and instead think of solutions on how to face things, and don't linger in these fears at all. Pile number one, you are meant for greatness, my friend, and I'm honored to have you on this channel, and thank you for checking out your pile. I wish you all the best of luck. I would love to connect with you in the comment section if you would like to leave a comment so we can both connect together. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number two. So you've chosen the pink star, and let's unveil it and see what this is all about. Let's put your star here. Very cute star. Okay, so you have be yourself around others. That's really interesting here. You see a person here, a beautiful girl, depicted wearing flowers, wearing pearls, and wearing this elegant blue hat on top of her head. It's like you're covering your crown chakra with your speaking. We'll see what this is all about. You're originally a very graceful, very classy person. I sense your energy of being very classy, elegant, and poised. We'll see what this is all about. Let's take a look at the other side. It says, the biggest assumption that humans make is that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume that others think the way we think, feel the way we feel, judge the way we judge, and abuse the way we abuse. We are afraid to be ourselves around others because we think others will judge us, victimize us, abuse us, and blame us as we do ourselves. So it's very clear here from your pile number two is that you have certain fears around others somehow. And I think this sometimes leads you to perfection. And while it's really important for you to be the best version of yourself, that is the wonderful part. I think you sometimes try so hard, almost to your own detriment sometimes. And it's taking its toll on you, pile number two. You want to present yourself in the best way possible, but it has to come from the right place so that you're not stressed. It has to come from a place of love towards yourself and not fear from being maybe harshly or wrongly judged by others. So coming back to here, I see you sometimes say things to maybe please others that you're not convinced of. That's why you cover your crown chakra. Sometimes you do things and say things that you'd rather not say or do. And just so you keep the balance, you might be a Libra, but that's not necessary. You might also have Libra somewhere in your chart that has to do with communication, maybe your energy, Mars, maybe Mercury, maybe Moon, maybe it's your rising or your sun, or not necessarily. But I see you being quite an attractive person, pile number two. You actually know how to lure others into your life and in being interested in you, but it's all about you not stressing yourself out, because I see here that if you weren't afraid, you would say things differently, and you would sometimes put some boundaries, like saying, no, I don't want to do that. You would express your opinions in a different way, and I see it's coming out in your pile because it's having its toll on you, really. You see, the reason it's taking a toll on you is because you feel like sometimes you silence yourself, and it further pacifies problems that only fester when we don't address them. And I feel like you want to change that. You didn't click on this pile for no reason. I think you already have the intention of changing that. So let's have a look more about what you would do different if you didn't have any fears, and how you can fix it maybe. I see a strong wish of you being yourself around others. Learning how to do it gracefully is what I'm hearing. You want to do it, but you want to learn how to do it gracefully, because I see some class to you, not some. I see a lot of class in you, and I see that you want to be able to speak your truth out with class. I love you already, pile number 2. Such a sweet, poised person. Okay, so what would pile number 2 do differently if they had no fears? Okay, this wants to come out. The star, I told you, you're a very unique person, pile number 2. Very unique person. I see a lot of people looking up to you, even if they don't say it to you, even if they pretend like everything is normal. Pile number 2, you grab attention very easily, and people may pretend a lot of the times that you're an ordinary person, but they definitely deep inside feel like you're a star. You have the star cards here. The 4 of Wands, very good. Let's not analyze card by card. Let's put them all together so that they give a coherent message, especially in this reading. You have the King of Swords. You have the Magician. Wow. Okay. Let's pick out your Osho cards as clarifiers. So what would pile number 2 do differently if they had no fears? Right. A lot of air in you. I think you're a very smart person. Integration, right? You have comparison here. Pile number 2, one of your fears is that a lot of people compare themselves to you. I feel your pain. And because of these comparisons, some people may feel threatened by you, and as a result of you being the graceful person that you are, you sometimes lower your energy to make others comfortable. You have the Master here, right under King of Swords, and you have Rebirth. Wow, you might want to check pile number 1. Same card in the same position. Interesting. Okay. Right, so let's take out your Witch's Oracle card, which I love as a clarifier. It gets deep into the issue. This fell as I brought it in, so I'm just gonna take it. You have spell. I told you, pile number 2. Your beauty, your grace, your intelligence kind of casts a spell on people. People are enchanted by you. Wow, pile number 2. You really are a star. Now, let's take a look at what your fears are hindering you from doing. Pile number 2. Listen, pile number 2. This spell card didn't come out by accident. It seems to me like you came here with all these amazing advantages, your looks, your grace, your poise, your smart ideas, your skills, you shining that high is given to you for a reason, pile number 2. You're here to inspire others. You have a big mission, and I bet as I'm saying that, you know what I'm talking about. And so one of the things that you are supposed to change in yourself is this area of speaking out, speaking up, being yourself unapologetically, not lowering who you are sometimes to make other people comfortable. Listen, pile number 2, if people are not comfortable around you, it's their issue to deal with. You have to be unapologetic about who you are. You shouldn't hide who you are. It's for them to figure it out, not for you to lower yourself. And if they don't respect you for who you are, they do not deserve to be in your life. And it's really funny here because I see you're meant to have this spell-like effect on people, because the spell-like effect helps you attract attention to be heard. Once you fix that, you will have created the integration that you're supposed to do in this lifetime, and you'll start shining like a star, and you'll start your magical mission here on earth. So, pile number 1. From now on, don't be afraid to say what you think. Say it in the graceful way that you do, but don't be afraid if you are going to lose people over it ever. Don't be afraid if they react in an immature, aggressive way. You stay calm the way you are. And that's the key. And still speak out what you want to say. Gracefully, in a nice way, sweet way as you are, but don't be afraid. And once you allow yourself to shine, whether it's intimidating everyone around you, you do it gracefully, then they're not your crowd, pile number 2. It's okay. It's okay if they don't accept you, because you're gonna shine anyway. What is it? Not them constantly being jealous of you and lowering who you are, you feeling like you're being compromised, pacifying problems and not addressing them and letting them fester, and you lowering yourself and feeling bad, or dropping everyone that doesn't accept you for who you are, shining and owning who you are. You are meant to be a spell, pile number 2. You were created with all this grace and sweetness and attractiveness and smartness and skills that you have for a reason. And it's time for you to learn to shine unapologetically. Because this in specific is what really will cause the integration. Once you let go of all the thoughts that hinder you, the triggers that hinder you, the bad thoughts of who will not accept, who will feel bad, you feel sorry for this person will do that. You let go of all of this, pile number 2. You're the King of Swords here. You're a very, very smart, cerebral person who's meant to speak out very wise thoughts into the world. You have the master right under the King of Swords. So you're an old wise soul that is meant to come here and give your wisdom. And don't be apologetic about it. Say what you want to say. If people cut you off, for example, you continue to say what you want because you believe in your message, and you will shine like the star that you are. And if people are not respecting you, drop them, pile number 2. And you'll be absolutely okay. Because when you drop them, you will always have thousands of people who will be amazed by you, who will follow you, who will listen to you, and drop out these toxic people that are lowering who you are. And embrace the spell that you are, pile number 2. Also, I just want to say, by the way, when you get the spell card, it means that there is a pleasant surprise coming in your life. Some sort of fortune or some nice surprise that is really going to make you very excited. As sweet as a spell is. And as sweet as you are, pile number 2. So, I think, pile number 2, that it's time for you to speak out your wisdom unapologetically. Because you have the power in your hands to be to grab attention. You have the strength to attract people's attentions with all the blessings that you have, to be heard. And nothing and no one is stopping you, pile number 2, except the thoughts in your head. Except you. No one else, pile number 2. And it's time to drop that. Drop the people who don't respect you. Make it clear that you only accept respect, and you'll be well on your way. And if you have integration, you're nearly there, pile number 2. You're nearly there. Pile number 2, it was an honor doing this reading for you. I am enchanted by you. I really am. And I would love to connect with you in the comment section. Tell me your pile 2 and we high five together. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 3. So you've chosen the yellow star. So let's reveal what's on the card. Let's take out the star. Put it for you right here. Okay, so you have communicate with clarity. You also have the lighthouse here, and it's shedding strong light on these 3 words. Communicate with clarity. Okay, let's see what it says on the other side. Communicate with others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstandings, sadness, and drama. If all humans would communicate with impeccability of the world, all of our relationship would change. There would be no wars, no violence, no misunderstandings. So pile number 2, I see straight away here that you sometimes avoid saying what you feel because you don't want to cause any disruptions in your relationships with others. Sometimes you enjoy your friendships, you enjoy your love relationships, and sometimes you expect people to know how you're feeling. And you don't always voice out what you want. And I see here that you need to not be afraid of not causing maybe harmony or losing a friendship. You might be afraid of hearing something back that you don't like. And so you keep your feelings to yourself and things keep lingering until they sometimes blow up the wrong way. So the first thing that I see here, communicate with clarity, is a lot of throat chakra going on. And the first thing that you would do if you weren't afraid, pile number 1, is to speak out exactly what you think. You will say what you want. You will say how you feel about the situation that's going on. You will say what you don't like about what the other person is doing. You will speak clearly about everything that's going on wrong. And you won't be quiet about it. Let's see more of what this is all about with your tarot cards. So, what would pile number 3 do differently if they weren't afraid? And why is communication with clarity so strong here? What would pile number 3 do differently if they weren't afraid? I see what this is here, pile number 2. This is not actually a problem of speaking out. The root cause of this is a problem of maybe coming across as, and we're going to put a blank space for tags. I think at the back of your head, you have tagged yourself unfairly with certain tags that people have put onto you throughout your life, and that's why you're afraid of these tags. So I think what happened, not what I think, what I see happened clearly, is that people have in the past tagged you, toxic people have tagged you with certain unfair tags. Like when you spoke out, they told you, for example, that you may be too sensitive. Another tag would be, that I can see here, is you're making a big deal out of this. You want to create drama. You only care about yourself. You this, you that, you this, you that. And you've collected a lot of tags at the back of your mind that are acting like monsters to you now. So whenever you want to speak out, you're afraid of the tags that people are going to hit you with. And the advice that I see for you here, pile number 2, is to tell people to not tag you, and that you have every right to express what you feel is wrong, and that we all should respect each other's feelings, and that if you feel them, they're important, whether they feel you're being sensitive or not. At the end of the day, things should be done in a certain way. It's about how things are done rather than what is done most of the time. And if someone wants to tell you something or do something, they should see how you feel about it. How it should be done is the most important point here. And this is what you should be discussing with the person around you. And that whatever you're feeling is very valid and is very important as well. Just like what they feel is very important. Pile number 3. Wow, that was really, really cool here. Pile number 3. Okay, let's see. What would pile number 3 do differently if they weren't afraid? Okay, so this wants to come out. What would pile number 3 do differently if they weren't afraid? Pile number 3, I straight away feel from your energy that you're a very intuitive person. You actually have a lot of not benefits, what are they? Gifts. Which gifts? You might have a heightened sense of intuition. You're able to feel what's going to happen. Maybe you have dreams about things that are about to happen. You have bad feelings about the wrong type of people straight away. You envision things in your head and they come true. You have a lot of gifts, pile number 3. Okay, wow, the Lover's card. Let's see how this fits into your screen so you can see everything. Yep, that's going on well. You have, oh, pile number 3. You're such a sweet person. 7 of Swords. You have Temperance. I have a lot of respect for you, pile number 3. A lot of respect for you. You have the Moon, okay? Okay, now let's take a look at your Osho cards as clarifiers. Such a lovely person here. Okay, so I see what's going on here. I see. Okay. Oh, let's shuffle this one more time with proper energy. What would pile number 3 do if they weren't afraid? What would pile number 3 do if they weren't afraid? Let's see, pile number 3. You have, I saw it at the back of the card. I bet you did too. Okay, so the Miser right under Lovers. Okay, now that makes a lot of sense. Projections right under 7 of Swords. Okay, this is making a lot of sense. You have Comparison. You might want to check pile number 2. And you have Integration. You definitely might want to check pile number 2. All right, now let's pick out an oracle card for you. I believe in these oracle cards a lot. I believe they get into the depth of the matter. So, what would pile number 3 do differently if they weren't afraid? The Familiar. Okay, now that's making a lot of sense. Pile number 3. Look, pile number 3. One thing that you would definitely be doing different if you weren't afraid is to be free to fall in love, because you have a very loving nature. You would be free to get into relationships. You wouldn't be holding yourself back so hard like you would do now. You have learned to build a very high wall with people. You don't allow anyone to come into relationships, and you're nearly really afraid, even though you truly want to experience it, pile number 3. But you're not okay with people's energies, and you hold yourself back from friendships that you may love, relationships that you may love so much and enjoy so much, because you feel like you're very confused about how to deal with people now because of all these tags. I also see here for you, pile number 2, that another thing that you'd be doing differently if you weren't so afraid is that you would tell people in their face what you don't want to do, what you don't like, instead of sneaking around the situation. An example of that would be, you would tell people, yeah, sure, why don't we go out on Monday? Yeah, we can do that. Then you text them and you tell them, listen, I don't think we can do that. Which is fine, by the way, but sometimes if you do it straight away until you heal yourself, it's okay, but it's really not honest for people to do that, because they have plans. They set plans with you. I see you could be doing it really quickly before they make these plans, but in order to develop your character fully to who you're meant to be, pile number 3, you need to learn to say it to their face, for your own good. You need to learn to tell people, listen, I would love to, but I can't. And I do see that sometimes you have to deal with pushy people who continue to tell you and fix things for you so that you would meet them or do what they want. But you're facing these kind of situations, pile number 3, for a reason. The universe is pushing you to get out of yourself and integrate, to look at your shadow. And your shadow is telling you to face people, to not be afraid. Remove these tags. Don't let people solve solutions for you. Tell them that it's not going to work. I would love to make it work, and it's not going to work. And if they threaten you, pile number 3, with passive aggressively, by showing you that they'll be hurt or sad, that they guilt trip you by making you feel that you're abandoning them, for example, or not caring about them, it's okay. It's their issue to heal, pile number 3. It's not yours. And you just have to be gracious, kind, but strong at the same time. And you have to learn to tell people as much as you can. You have to train yourself, even if it's going to take a lot of push and pull, to tell people in their face that it's not going to work. And if they don't like and respect what you feel, they're not supposed to be in your life, pile number 3. Whether this is a lover or a friend or work, you name it. You got to start training yourself to say no. And another reason why I'm telling you to check pile number 2 is because there's a strong message here that's very close to pile number 2. Again, it seems like you're surrounded by some toxic people who continuously compare themselves to you. They see where you're successful and they're not. They see the blessings that you have that they don't have. And again, you could be like pile number 2 here, where sometimes you lower who you are to make others comfortable. And again, that's not right, pile number 3, because at the end of the day, this compromises you. This lets you sink deep in, and it makes you really bad. And communicate with clarity here, it shows me that you shouldn't be afraid to show who you are. Spread your wings, pile number 3. And if the people with you don't accept your shine, they're not meant to be in your life. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they are. If they're even your in-laws, if they're your colleagues, if they're your friends, it does not matter. It only matters when people accept you for who you are, your true self. And if you were blessed by the universe or God to have what you have, It is for them to accept it. It's not for you to lower yourself, pile number 3. So you got to let your light shine. You got to be okay with people seeing your bad side, your shortcomings. And you got to be okay with people seeing your blessings, pile number 2. If people see your shortcomings, take the feedback and learn and see how you're going to improve that. Think of your shortcomings with confidence and with strength, because when you see where your shortcomings are, you get to fix them and you get to grow. And if people show you your shortcomings, you say, oh, that's good feedback. That would be awesome to work on that. It doesn't take away your light. And if you have toxic people trying to push your light with your darkness, you push it back and you say, yes, I have to fix that, but that is I'm good at. And that's definitely coming very strong here. So we talked about these 3 aspects, including opening yourself up to loving people. And that will only come by you standing up, having boundaries for yourself, not taking their tags, pushing back with your words, because you're very smart. Pushing back with your words and saying, no, I'm not this and this and this blank. I believe in what I'm saying, and I feel like I should be respected because I have immense respect and love for you. And if you feel like their response is immature, then they're not meant to be in your life, pile number 3. Look, you have the familiar here. And another thing that I see you're very afraid of, pile number 3, is being alone sometimes. I think the universe is teaching you to be around others while you're okay being around yourself. Because only when you're okay being around yourself, you get the most strength. I will leave you with a quote that I really love by Fernando Pessoa. I hope I didn't butcher his name. That's how I read his name. He said, if you can't live alone, you were born a slave. You may have all the splendors of the mind and the soul, in which case you're a noble slave or an intelligent servant, but you're not free. Freedom is the possibility of isolation. You are free if you can withdraw from people, not having to seek them out for the sake of money, company, love, glory, or curiosity, none of which can thrive in silence and solitude. Pile number 3, I have loved your reading. I see how special and unique you are. I would love to high five with you in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 4. So as I was shuffling your cards before we begin preparing them for your reading, I saw the Sun card at the bottom of the deck glaring at me. And it gives me this feeling straight away that things are about to change for you completely. We'll see how that fits into your reading. I'm not going to pull it out now. I'm sure we will realize why the Sun card spoke out to me that clearly as I was preparing for your pile. All right, so now you've chosen the green star. Let's reveal what's underneath. Let's put your star here so you can see it. Right, so it says, cultivate faith. I do see a third eye growing this beautiful flower here. Growing wisdom. Because purples are all about the crown chakra and also the third eye. Let's see what it says on the other side. It says, to have great faith is to have great power. Because your intent, your will is undivided. When your word isn't dissipated by doubt, the power of your word becomes even stronger. So pile number 4, I see what's going on here straight away. One of your strong fears, pile number 4, is that you sometimes doubt yourself. You sometimes doubt your ideas, or you sometimes doubt that things will work out fine for you. And that's one of your big fears here. And straight away, what I can tell you, pile number 4, as an advice from you here, is that if you are afraid of things not going your way, it means you do not accept them not going your way. So fear is lack of acceptance. And in order to vibrate in the right frequency and be able to go after the things that you want freely, or say the things that you want, or do the things that you want, to believe in yourself, you gotta have not less fear of the future, but more acceptance of what could happen. So things might go your way, or they might not. Be okay with that. And the second you're okay with that, pile number 4, you'll be able to go along your life freely. Very interesting pile here, pile number 4. Let's see with your tarot cards first before we get things your way. Maybe this is why you got the Sun card. You know what? After all, I'm not going to leave it. I'm actually going to take it out. There is hope coming for you. The Sun is coming out. And this straight away tells me that it's not your fault, pile number 3, that you have these ideas. I think maybe in the past, some people didn't believe in you. Maybe you had immature teachers. Maybe your parents didn't know better, and sometimes they pushed you the wrong way to succeed, and so they kept doubting you just to push you forward. Maybe you had friends that doubted in you. Whatever it is, it wasn't really your pattern of thoughts to begin with, and you've adopted that, and it's become rooted in your thoughts. And I see the Sun coming out, glaring at me, telling me in this reading that things are about to change with you in the way that you think. That's really good news here, pile number 3. I wonder, we'll see with your cards now, I'm sure. But I think you're starting to be enlightened with your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. You're starting to see things differently. And I think you're about to believe in yourself, or maybe you started believing in yourself lately. Good for you, pile number 4. You're starting to reverse that voice in your head that constantly makes you doubt yourself. And if you have a flower coming out of your third eye, it shows me straight away, pile number 3, that you're a highly talented person. You're you have a highly developed mind, very intuitive person, very smart. And it shows me that you, out of all people, shouldn't be the one to doubt themselves. And that's again why you have the Sun card. Okay, so you're doubting yourself extremely unnecessarily. You have all what it takes to embark on whichever journey that you want, to create whatever it is that you want. If you get the Magician in this card, I will be mind blown. It's very clear that you have the capability of doing what you want in life. But you are the one that is stopping yourself, doubting what you can do. So let's see here, pile number 4. I don't want to cover your beautiful Sun. It might be your card in the tarot. Pile number 4. Okay, so let's put it here. So you have 8 of Cups, okay? You have 6 of Wands. Okay, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Well, it's as good as the Magician to me. You have the Fool, right? Sorry, I just wanted to be comfortable for you. All right, now let's take your Osho cards as clarifiers and see what they have for you. You have let's put in the energy first. What would pile number 4 do different if they weren't afraid? You have a lot of purples here, and the amethyst is all about tranquility. You need to silence your mind a little bit. Make yourself calm. So, it's like give yourself a break. Do you see? Are you surprised too? Right, so it's under the 8 of Cups. How I love tarot and the spiritual world. Sorrow, right under 6 of Wands. You have guidance under the Wheel. I'm not surprised, my friend. And you have transformation right under the Fool. So you have transformation and the Sun card. Amazing. I'm going to put this here because this is exactly where it fits in. And let me pull out an oracle card for you from the Witch's Oracle. It's a very deep oracle deck in my point of view, and it gets straight into the heart of the matter, letting us understand exactly what's going on. You have the Holy Stone. Oh my God, pile number 4. The Holy Stone is a very strong stone. It has a hole, as you can see, in the middle, and it is worn to protect yourself from dark energies coming your way. It's a very powerful stone, pile number 4. I'm not surprised at all that the Holy Stone came in this reading for you, because it's all about protecting your thoughts and your energy from yourself. And what they usually did with the Holy Stone, they would dedicate it to a protective deity, but you don't have to do that, and then worn around the neck to ward off negative thought forms, psychic intrusions, remove obstacles to success. So it really could help you out, pile number 4, with your journey to fixing your fears. But if you want to take my opinion, the strongest form of protection comes from your own mind. And if you want to wear this for a while to help you out with that, so be it. But at the end of the day, pile number 4, you have to protect yourself from your own bad thoughts that make you doubt yourself. Because at the heart of your reading, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You're meant to have things happen to you in this lifetime. You're meant to succeed greatly. You're meant to achieve nearly everything that you want, because you're on top of so many wishes here. And the fortune is on your side. You're being guided, spiritually guided and protected and helped to achieve all these things for yourself. There's the Sun card that glared at me at the very beginning, and I wondered, why would it glare for this specific pile? So again, with the green star that you chose, there is a lot of abundance for you. And you are only held back by your own thoughts. And you shouldn't be afraid, pile number 4. Don't let your thoughts take control of you. Do you see how it's all saying the same message? It's your mind. It's your thoughts. And you need to go from worrying too much to having peace and faith. I said peace and faith at the same time, and it came out peace. Okay, file number 4. So you need to leave these thoughts whenever they come to your head, and that's the right way to do it. It's going to be leaving these thoughts is going to be your holy stone. Your deity is you. And whenever you get any bad thoughts about you're not going to be able to do it, they may make fun of you, you're afraid maybe of the spotlight, you're afraid of showing yourself out into the world, into the sun, into the light, you might make a fool out of yourself, blah, 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 blah. You walk away from these thoughts. You don't give them your ears. You don't listen to it. Whenever you get bad thoughts that pull you down, you say, bye-bye, bad thoughts. I'm going to my light, and I'm leaving the darkness that has been weighing me down, making me sad, because you're meant for success. You're even meant, with this deck, you're meant to shine, pile number 4. Yet you're keeping yourself closed in and sad and crying and feeling awful, letting your thoughts control you. When all you need to do, just like for the protective stone here, is to walk away from this burning fire that's really harming you, pile number 4. Walk away from these horrible thoughts about yourself and start celebrating who you are. Walk away from any bad thought that you get from now on. Make a pact with yourself. You are your deity, pile number 4. Make a pact with yourself that whenever you get bad thoughts that will pull you down, that will weaken your faith, that will weaken your belief in yourself, that you are going to ward it off just like the stone. You're going to walk away from it. You're instantly going to stop thinking about it. You will only have thoughts about how you can become the successful person that you are, how amazing you are, and how to fix what you need to fix. These are the only thoughts you're going to have. You're not going to dwell on bad thoughts anymore. And I'm going to leave this here. I don't want to see this anymore for you. And I'm going to leave this here to allow you to take that strength. And you don't need any holy stone, pile number 4. You are your own holy stone. You will attach your thoughts to you, just like they did with the deities. With the deities, pile number 4. You will dedicate the strength to you, not to a deity, to you, because you are a goddess, pile number 4, whether you're a man or a woman. You have that energy of being a strong person, is what I want to say. You have it inside of you. You got the holy stone, and that's not a coincidence. You have the sun, and that's not a coincidence. It is time for you to rise. It is time for you to transform. And this was meant to be here all along. Unbelievable how your pile is completely guided. So it is by protecting and walk away from these thoughts, you'll be able to transform and take a leap of faith in yourself and do what you're doubting to do. Start working on yourself, letting yourself shine. Work on all the projects and all the things that you've wanted to work on for a long time, but you didn't believe in yourself. Now the wheel of fortune is on your side. The fortune, the energy, the guidance, it's in the middle of your reading. You are being guided, helped by your spiritual guide, helped by the universe to push you up. And it's time for you to do that. So start taking the necessary action. Stop pulling yourself down by sorrow. I'm done accepting this anymore. I'm turning this card for you as well. I can only see your power because you have it. And you are going to do it, pile number 4. You didn't click on this reading for no reason. And you're about to now take a leap of faith in yourself. Transform who you are completely, because you already have it. You're just weighed down by thoughts. What is that? So let yourself shine. Remove these thoughts that are not serving you. Move away from them. And start experiencing the amazement of who you are. Start letting yourself shine. Make things happen for you by believing that you can make them happen. Start taking a leap of faith into changing yourself rather than being weighed down by yourself. Stop the crying, the sadness, the weighing down of the mind, and put this energy into achieving the things that you want, becoming the person that you want to be. Because I promise you, there's a promise right from the very beginning of your reading, before we saw anything, before we revealed your card. There's a promise that things are going to really shine for you. Pile number 4. Pile number 4, how I have enjoyed your reading. How I love what is about to happen for you. And I'm here rooting for you encouraging you, seeing and knowing that you can do it. And all the best of luck. I would love to high five with you in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye!